Welcome back to TransGuyReacts. My name is Nik. I make videos about women's basketball, collegiate or professional. Today I'm going to talk about the WNBA games, the semifinal games for today. The first game was New York Liberty versus the Las Vegas Aces. It was on ABC. This is game 4, early afternoon game, and the Liberty were up 2-1 in his elimination game against the Aces, and they were coming off a thrilling win for the Aces in Game 3 to force this Game 4, so this was a really exciting game. Unfortunately, we did have Ryan Rucco, Rebecca Lobo on the call. No Holly Rowe. We had Brooke Weisbrod on the floor. Kia Stokes was out again for concussion protocol, unfortunately, but we get into the game. In the first quarter, Aces are having a pretty hard time getting the ball to fall, but they're playing some pretty decent defense. Sabrina Ionescu was playing a lot better from Game 3 because they locked her ass down in the last game. She only scored like 4 points in the last game, and in the first quarter she scored like 12 points, so she had a great game. Leonie Fibich picks up her second foul defending under the rim. Tiffany Hayes has this monster block on Kennedy Burke. So it was a super hard foul, so hard that the ball flies into Asia's hand and she just holds it for the last second. The end of that quarter is 23-19. In the second quarter, both teams are playing pretty evenly. It's going back and forth, but there's a lot of touch and bump fouls being called on both sides. Didn't love that. Leonie Fibich picks up her third foul on Clark, and she inadvertently takes down Brianna Stewart, which was kind of a scary moment, but they were fine. Leonie has to go sit down. Then a few seconds later, Jonquel fell out of bounds trying to save a ball and then trips on her own coach, Sandy Brondello, and they both fall on the court. That was kind of crazy, but Sandy was okay. She's a former basketball player. She's fit, but it was just like, what is going on? And Becky Hammond from the Aces had to like help Sandy up. It was kind of a crazy thing. So a lot of high intensity game for sure. But the Liberty are up in that quarter. Jonquel Jones makes this play on Asia and picks up her third foul and has to sit down. It's 41-38 at the end of the second half. Halftime, we have Elle Duncan, Andrea Carter, and Chinea Gwumike. Love their chemistry. I love their analysis. So that was great having them do the halftime show. Third quarter, Jonquel Jones picks up her fourth foul with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left in the game in the third quarter and has to sit down. It was a kind of a dumb bump foul, too, kind of stupid. Plum goes after a ball against Sabrina, and the refs call a foul against her really late. Didn't love that. The officiating in this game, I have to say, was not really great. A lot of late calls against both teams, so it was like consistently bad for both sides, but I still don't love that it was bad. Leonie Fibich gets called for a loose ball foul under the basket, and it's her fourth foul, so she has to sit again. I noticed that for the Aces, lots of shots were short. They just like hit the tip of the rim, or they were a little too strong. And I have to think that's from fatigue. You know, they're just tired from that third game that they played so hard in. Courtney Vandersloot picks up her fourth foul with 25 seconds left in the quarter. Jackie hits this three half-court shot at the buzzer, which was really crazy, but unfortunately it left her hands. It was 0 on the clock, and it was still in her hands, so it did not count, but it was a very riveting play. It's 53-51 at the end of the third quarter. We go into the fourth quarter. The Liberty are able to put some offense together. The Aces are struggling to get the ball to fall again. There's this controversial call, I feel, against Brianna Stewart. It's called for a foul against Plum. It's challenged. The Liberty do win it, even though the ball goes out of bounds off Brianna's block. They have them jump the ball, which I didn't understand. It was kind of confusing. Jackie Young has been struggling all day to get the ball to fall, unfortunately, and I heard that she was, in the last game, that she was battling an unknown injury that she doesn't want to disclose, so that probably has something to do with it, and she played really well in that third game, so she's probably just tired. The Liberty get the lead up to 11 points with 5 minutes and 47 seconds left in the quarter. Jonquel Jones picks up her fifth foul with 4 minutes and 49 seconds left, but she stays on the floor. Aces are trying super hard, but they just can't hit anything, unfortunately. Like I said earlier, I think the fatigue was settling in. The Liberty get the score up to 16 points with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left, playing some really great defense, but they end up turning the Aces over quite a bit. They get up to an 18-point lead with 2 minutes left in the game. Aces are making a couple of shots, but it's just not enough. It's a little too late, and with 30 seconds left in the game, they both just let the clock run out. The score ends 76-62. The Liberty move on to the finals, and yeah, so we're we're on to the finals now with the Liberty. Which is interesting. The Aces battled really hard. It just was not enough, unfortunately. Asia Wilson had 19 points, 10 rebounds, 5 blocks, 1 steal. She had a major, it was like a block party. Kelsey Plum had 17 points. Tiffany Hayes had 11 points. But unfortunately, like Jackie Young only had 4 points. Alicia Clark only had 2 points. Chelsea Gray only had 7 points, but she had 6 assists. And Yeah, and that's kind of it. No one else really scored for them because they don't really play their bench. For New York Liberty, Brianna Stewart had 19 points, 14 rebounds for a double double, 4 blocks, 1 steal, kind of similar to Asia. Jonquil Jones had 14 points. Liam Fibich had 11 points. Sabrina Ionescu had 22.7 rebounds, and Courtney Vandersloot had 8 points. So just a little bit better offense coming from New York overall. And then we go into the second game. So this is going to be the Minnesota Lynx versus Connecticut Sun. This game is on ESPN. It's game 4, 2-1 elimination game for the Sun. Pam Ward, LaChina Robinson, and Angel Gray are on the call, which I love. I absolutely love it. Last time it was Monica McNutt instead of LaChina Robinson, but either way, really love this dynamic. In the first quarter for a semifinals elimination game, I have to say the arena was not full. You could see on camera that there were a couple of empty seats, which I feel is a little disappointing. But to be honest, like, the Lynx are a boring team, and maybe people didn't want to go. It's a Sunday game, early afternoon. I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Usually they sell out their games, so I was kind of surprised by how many empty seats there were. But the Lynx were able to turn the Sun over a bit, and their offense was pretty good. Dorka Juhas actually hits this buzzer beater with a putback. They do go to review it, but she gets it. It's 22-15. In the second quarter, the Sun have a really hard time getting the ball to fall. Again, Courtney Williams picks up her third foul with 6 seconds coming back into the quarter. Like, she comes into the game, picks up a foul. And so she immediately has to go sit back down. The Lynx are hitting some really clutch threes, and the Sun are able to draw fouls on the Lynx, but the Lynx are still able to maintain a lead. Natisha Heidemann picks up her third foul in the second quarter. Collier ends up shoulder checking Dejanay in the face, and they call an offensive foul, rightfully so, because Collier be getting chippy. I don't know what's happened. Ever since she had a baby, she be getting a little physical on the floor now. I don't know what's going on, a little repressed anger or something. I don't know. Dejanay ends up stealing the ball and gets the layup, and immediately after that, Bridget runs into her and pushes her off, but there's no foul called. Marina was about to fight Bridget. It was kind of crazy. Natisha Heidemann ends up getting this half-court shot buzzer beater with right at the end of the second quarter. It's 50-43 at the halftime. Halftime show again is Elle Duncan, Andrea Carter, Chinea Gumke. Like I said, I love their analysis. Their chemistry is great. Go into the third quarter. Alyssa Thomas picks up her third foul. The Sun are playing a little bit better in terms of offense, but both teams are exchanging points like it's just going back and forth up and down the floor. It ends up getting tied, though, at 57 points with 5 minutes and 46 seconds left. Dejanay Carrington gets the lead for the Sun, and then Bridget picks up 2 quick fouls and has to go sit down because she has 3 fouls. Kayla McBride, fouls Marina Mabry pretty hard, actually, and gets called on the foul, but it's kind of late. It's like 3 seconds after the foul happens, the ref calls the foul, which is, again, a testament to the officiating is not really good. Overall, not great for both of these games, but we persist. Marina Mabry and then Alyssa Thomas end up extending the lead, though. At the end of the third quarter, it's 63-68. Going to the fourth quarter, Kayla McBride ends up picking up her third foul. The lead gets up to 9 points for the Sun, and then Nafisa Collier picks up her third foul against Aduana Bonner. Then Marina Mabry picks up her third foul as well. It's just like foul. Then Tyesha Harris, in the third quarter as well, but in this fourth quarter, Ty was playing exceptionally well, really getting a lot of points for the Sun, and the Sun start playing really good defense, and everyone's balls start falling, so the offense is starting to work out. Alyssa Thomas is able to get Collier to pick up her fourth foul with 5 minutes left, and then Dejanay Carrington, a couple minutes later, picks up her third foul. Like I said, just foul central. Oh, there's a plane going by, unfortunately. Okay, now Marina Mabry and Collier do get tied up at one point, and Collier actually smacks Marina in the face, and they call the foul on Marina Mabry, which is crazy, because I feel like Collier gets away with a lot of shit during games. They just let her rough people up now because they don't expect her to do it, so they assume that she's not at fault when she usually is. Kind of crazy. Natisha Heidemann fouls Ty Harris, and it's somehow the Lynx ball. I don't know what that was about. Nafisa Collier ends up getting called for her fifth foul for riding on Alyssa Thomas with 1 minute left in the game. I don't know why she does that. They end up sitting her. Dejanay Carrington ends up blocking Courtney Williams' ball. They call it a foul on her. The Sun challenge. They challenge it, and it is successful, and the ball goes back to the Sun. At this point, there's 43 seconds left. The game is pretty much over. The Lynx end up benching their starters. The Sun does not bench their starters. They just play it all out. The score ends 82-92, and the Sun force a game 5 now that it is tied 2-2. So pretty riveting game. Actually, I really liked the Aces and the Liberty game, but this Sun versus Lynx game was actually pretty good as well. I usually think that the Lynx are rather boring, but this was a pretty fun game to watch. In terms of the scoring, Nafisa Collier had 29 points, 13 rebounds. Alana Smith had 9 points. Courtney Williams had 11 points. Natisha Heidemann had 16 points. So, pretty good outing for a lot of players, just not enough. Michaela McBride only had 5 points, unfortunately, and so did Bridget Carlton. So they had kind of a quiet night. For the Connecticut Sun, Dewana Bonner had 18 points, 8 rebounds, 4 steals, 1 block. Alyssa Thomas had 18 points, 11 assists for a double-double, and 8 rebounds. She was on triple-double watch again. Quiet night for Brianna Jones. She only had 7 points. Deejay Carrington had 15 points, 2 steals, 1 block. Taisha Harris had 20 points, and I believe this is a career high for her. And Marina Mabry had 10 points. So just a fantastic night for the Connecticut Sun in terms of their defense turning into offense, or their offense turning into defense, whatever you want to call it. And they played really great. And now we are going to a Game 5 on Tuesday for the Connecticut Sun and the Lynx. And then 2 days after that is the first day of the finals. So it's kind of messed up because the Sun or the Lynx, whoever wins that game, are only going to get 1 day of rest. And then the New York Liberty are going to have like 4 days of rest. That's 3 or 4 days of rest. That's kind of messed up before they go into the finals, the start of the finals. But it is what it is. That's the schedule. And that is the rundown for today. If you like this kind of videos, like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever. Do all the things you do on social media. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.